Kenya now, where police are investigating the death of a young fashion designer and LGBTQ activist, Edwin Chiloba. His body was found dumped in a metal box by the roadside near the town of Eldoret. A police spokesman says the motive was unclear, but rights organisations in Kenya, where gay sex is outlawed, are linking the killing to his sexuality. We can go live now to Nairobi and speak to our Deputy Africa Editor, Anne Soy. And what more do we know about the circumstances around this?
We're still getting details. I've just spoken to some of his friends who are at the morgue now in Eldoret. They say the scene there is anxious. Everyone very keen to know what happened to him. There's been a video circulating showing him dancing on the 31st of December, and that was the last time we understand he was seen alive. 4 months ago, he was attacked by unknown assailants. He said that it was related to his activism, but he did not divulge further details at the time. And therefore, this has come as a shock. And rights organizations have condemned the killing. His body was found in a metal box, which was apparently dumped by a vehicle which was unmarked. The registration number was blocked, so it couldn't be seen, by the roadside in the outskirts of Eldoret town. And so police are investigating this incident. They say they still do not know the motive. However, his people who are close to him are pointing a finger at his sexuality.
And from what you gather, do the rights groups who have spoken out about this have any confidence that the police will conduct a credible investigation if indeed the motivation was potentially because of his sexuality?
Well, they are calling on the investigative authorities to do their best. However, they have reservations when they talk, generally, and not just in cases of killings of LGBT activists. Generally, investigations in the country tend to take very long. They tend to be a bit shambolic as well. There are so many things so many loose ends that are usually not tied. But they are still pressing for answers. Many rights organizations have spoken out, both international and local. And people are saying, people should be left to live their lives as they want in this country. And
how prominent was he in terms of his activism and as a figurehead, if that is a fair term, within the LGBTQ movement?
He was quite well known within the LGBTQ movement. He was quite well known within Eldoret town. I understand that he had quite a strong following in his social media. He was, a flashy dresser, and that's how some of his friends are describing him, that, he was unambiguous and he was not afraid to express himself through colorful clothing. However, nationally, some people are just getting to know him now, but still his killing is still coming as a shock to them. And the manner in which his body was dumped, stuffed, wrapped in a blanket, put inside a metal box, and then dumped by a remote roadside in Eldoret town, that has really shocked people.
And what is the situation for people who are LGBTQ plus in Kenya? How much will this come as a shock to them? How much will they sort of say, in a country where gay sex is outlawed, people may feel emboldened to do this sort of thing?
Well, the law is not friendly to LGBTQ, the LGBTQ community. However, regionally, Kenya tends to be a safe haven for activists, for people who are fleeing from persecution. That does not mean that the community is entirely safe here. They still do get attacked. They still do get targeted from time to time, but there's a relatively freer environment in Kenya comparatively compared to the region.